I recently saw the Batman movie this weekend.
Yes.
Have you seen it yet?
I'm so jealous. No, I
You
haven't seen it yet. How was Rob?
I thought he was really good.
Okay.
I
predicted this.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was, like, when he got casted, yeah, I was probably on the side of like, but I remember when Heath Ledger got casted for Joker, and I was like, this pretty boy?
Yeah. I just think Rob has this ability, like, he always takes something and you can see it's distinctly his own, and there's always a really, like, he has a very artistic spin on things, and I think, I don't know, like, I think he's such a phenomenal actor, and I think it took a long time for people to separate him from Twilight, and I feel like he's finally in that space now.
It's so hard to do.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine. But yeah, he was really good. He put this, like, I liked the very kind of emo, kind of edginess to his Bruce Wayne interpretation, and I thought Christian Bale was phenomenal.
Love Christian Bale.
And you know, he's like this.
It's a whole nother conversation.
It's like, yeah, and I think Rob was so good that you just don't want to compare the two. I liked that he looked more traumatized.
Yeah. But which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, right?
If you look at the story, yeah.
It seems more like a real, like, okay, this was more believable for a guy whose parents died and decided to give up his whole life to, like, fight crime, which is kind of crazy.
It's traumatizing.
You know? And I like that kind of real spin. So I thought it was really good. The hypersexuality of high school students, though, is a little, I think, I had to, like, numb myself to what is Euphoria, but when my girlfriend Natalie was like, hey, I want to watch season 2 of Euphoria. And I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. So we watched season 1 together. And the first 2 episodes, I was like, I don't know if I could take this. Like, it was heavy.
But apparently it is not so far off. I imagine, like there are certain towns in the Midwest that this is as far away
I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God.
But when you look at New York and LA and Miami, I'm sure it's crazy to think about, but this is some things that actually happen in high school now.
We didn't even talk about sex growing up.
Yeah.
And there was, like, heavy makeouts when I was a kid. My parents were like, cover your eyes and fast forwarded. So,
oh yeah.
Like, even like as an adult, watching, like, nudity, if there was a movie and there's any type of nudity, I'm still uncomfortable watching it with my parents.
We didn't I wasn't allowed to watch Dawson's Creek growing up. They didn't let me watch The Simpsons. We also had, like, until I was a teenager, we could only watch an hour of TV a day. And it was like Little House on the Prairie or Alex Mack.
It sounds like my childhood.
Yeah.
It sounds, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really
when I grew
similar.
up, kids would tease me by saying I wasn't even allowed to watch Bambi.
You're like, yes, I am.
On planes, do you avoid? I avoid watching rated R movies because there is nothing more uncomfortable than watching a movie and there's, like, this sex scene on it and you feel like
you're exposed.
You feel like such a creep.
If you're into it, if you're paying attention, you're like, I look like such a weirdo.
I'm just always, like, covering the screen, and then if you try to cover, you're like, why am I?
Yeah,
just,
it looks like much sketchier.
I'm like, oh, turn it off. Is Kim Kardashian at the level of, like, being recognized? Like, who's a more recognizable? Like, Marilyn, like, is she at Marilyn Monroe level where, like, if you are in if you have first world problems and you have a TV and the internet, like, do you know who Marilyn Monroe is, right? Like, you've heard the name. Like, you might not be able to place her, but you've heard the name. Is Kim Kardashian on that level?
It's so sad to think about people not being able to place Marilyn Monroe.
I would say even more so.
Yeah,
because of how many photos and videos we have of her.
Kim Kardashian's more recognizable?
She's everywhere. Yeah.
So lately, it's really not been anything too crazy. It's simple stuff like growing pains of living together.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Just, like, give us one. Yeah, that's the thing on these calls. It's always simple stuff. It was taco night with one couple. It's always, but it's
radio stations in the car.
Yeah, but it's like we try to figure out how we can avoid butting heads on that.
I don't even try in the car. I just let her plug in and.
So what are
mediation for the cat and the dog?
Yeah,
whatever it is. What are the things that you guys are kind of, not like nothing that's breaking you guys up, but what are some things that you guys are bickering about on a regular basis?
I would say not necessarily bickering, but we definitely do have different, like, cleanliness habits.
Yeah. All I have to say right now, too, really quick, I keep looking back. The dog and cat are playing, so you're somehow mediating them because they've never played
we're
like
good
this
energy.
Oh my God, yeah. We're bringing people together.